Hello dear students, welcome back again to Chinmoy's Biology channel. So this is the sample question paper 2 for ICSE 9 Biology, which I have already shared before. So today I am back here with the answer of this set of question paper. So I hope you all have gone through this question paper, and I told you to set a time of 2 hours and solve this paper. So if you have solved the paper, please take out your sheet of paper or your answer copy where you have solved this paper. So today we will be discussing with the answers of each and every question. So let's get started, and please do subscribe to my channel if you want to know more regarding these type of sample question papers, any important topics you want me to again revise before your exams. If you want to share me more answers and more questions, please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends as much as you can. So let's get started. So here comes the first set of questions. Name the following: the innermost layer of the tooth. So what is the innermost layer of the tooth called? The innermost layer of the tooth is called the pulp. So the opening through which the pollen tube develops, the opening through which the pollen tube is developing is called the micropyle. Is it clear? Now the liquid connective tissue is the blood. The parasite of the liver in the liver of a sheep is the liver fluke. It is the liver fluke, and the step of cellular respiration that occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell is the glycolysis. Is it clear? So this is the first part done with answers. Let us move on to the second one. Now find the odd one out. So cycon, hydra, sea anemone and jellyfish. So here the odd one out is cycon, because cycon is a sponge while hydra, sea anemone and jellyfish are all cnidarians. So this one is a sponge while others are cnidarians, right? So they all are, others are cnidarians, and cycon is a sponge. Now next one, cell wall, centrosome, plastid and ribosome. So centrosome is the odd one out, because centrosome is present in an animal cell and is absent in the plant cell, while this cell wall, plastid and ribosomes, they all are present in plant cells. Okay, so they all are present in plant cells, whereas centrosome, this is present in animal cell. Is it clear? So like this only you are supposed to write the odd one out. Now the next one is vegetable peel, plastic, discarded CDs and metals. So the odd one out is vegetable peel, which is a biodegradable waste. This is a biodegradable waste, while plastic, discarded CDs and metals are all non-biodegradable. These all are non-biodegradable waste, and whereas this vegetable peel is only biodegradable waste. Okay, is it clear? Now next comes cholera, leprosy, syphilis and jaundice. Now jaundice, it is a viral disease, and while cholera, leprosy and syphilis are all bacterial disease. So we can say that this one is a viral disease, and others are caused by, these three are caused by bacteria. Okay, so this is a viral disease, others are bacterial disease. Now the last one, horse, camel, rabbit and platypus. So which one is the odd one out? Platypus is the odd one out, because platypus is an egg laying animal. It is an egg laying mammal, which is an exception to the class of mammalian. Okay, and horse, camel and rabbit are mammals that give birth to young ones. So these are giving birth to young ones. Though they are mammals, they should be giving birth to young ones, but platypus is an exception. It is a mammal, but it is laying egg. Okay, it is an egg laying mammal. It is a mammal, but it is egg laying mammal. So this is an exceptional. So it is called given in this odd one out. So let us move on to the next one. Now state true or false and rewrite the correct statement. So ripe tomatoes are red in color due to the presence of carotene. This one is actually true, so no need to correct the sentence. Next one is in grafting. The plant receiving the bud or shoot is called the scion. This is false statement. So what is the true one? In grafting, the plant receiving the bud or the shoot is called the, stalk. It is not called the scion, it is called the stalk. Now the next one, stone cells are called sclerenchyma cells. It is true. Now the next one is the stigma of China rose is bilobed. It is false. The stigma of China rose, it is multilobed. It's not bilobed, it's more than bi, it is multilobed. Okay, it is multilobed. Embryo sac consists of 8 cells. This one is also false. So embryo sac, it consists of 7 cells. It consists of 7 cells. 3 antipodal cells and 2 synergids and 1 egg cells and 1 endosperm nucleus. Is it clear? So 3 antipodal cells are there, 2 synergids are there, 3 antipodal cells, 3 antipodal cells. Okay, then 2 synergids, 2 synergids are there. Then we have 1 egg cell, 1 egg cell, and 1 endosperm nucleus, and 1 endosperm nucleus. So it is totally, it is having 7 cells. Now select the correct answer from the brackets and complete the following statements. Now the first one, seeds without a distinct region of food storage are called non-endospermic seeds. They are called non-endospermic seeds. The housefly transmits germs of typhoid. Dash is a fat digestive enzyme. Lipase is a fat digestive enzyme. Ribosomes help in protein synthesis. The opening through which the water enters into a seed is called the, what is it called? It is called the, you say, it is called micropyle or it is called hilum? It is called micropyle. So this is the answer of these questions. Now next one. Now we can say that given is an example of certain structure and its special function. Based on a similar pattern, fill in the given blanks. So what special function the ribosomes are having? They help in protein synthesis. So we can say the function is synthesis of protein. Okay, so the function is synthesis of protein. Next comes centrosome, cell division in animal cells. So what is the function of centrosome? The function of centrosome is cell division in an animal cell. So it is a cell division in an animal cell. Hostoria, what is its function? It is absorption of, we can say that absorption of food in parasitic plants, absorption of food in parasitic plants, absorption of food in parasitic plants such as Cuscuta. So this is helping in absorption. Epiglottis, it is closing the glottis during swallowing. So its function is it is helping to close the glottis and while swallowing off food. Okay, while swallowing off food. Now the next one is the glenoid cavity, which helps in the articulation of the humerus. What does it do? It is helping in the articulation of humerus. It is helping in the articulation of humerus. Okay, so this is all in this one. So let us move on to the next one. There are differences. So I think you have done that. So this part is completed now. See, here are the differences. State 2 differences for each of the following pairs. I think you know that prokaryotic and eukaryotic, respiration and breathing, parenchyma and sclerenchyma. These all are very easy. So no need to discuss each and everything. Sweat and sebum. So these all are very easy. So you just take out your textbook if you are not getting it. Very easy 2 differences you should write. And it's very difficult to write it again in this pattern. So I'll be moving on to the next topic. So here is state the function of each of the following. So what is the function of larynx? So larynx, it is vibrations in the larynx produce sound. So what is the function of larynx? So vibrations in this larynx, they are producing sound. Vibrations of larynx in the larynx produce sound. Okay, so they are producing sound, so it is helping in the production of sound. Now sebum, what is the function of sebum? It keeps the skin smooth and prevents it from drying up. It is keeping the skin smooth and preventing it from drying up. So this is the function of sebum. Now apical meristem, it is helping in the elongation of root and stem. Apical meristem, what is its function? Elongation of the root and stem. So it is helping in the elongation of the root and stem. Now endosperm, what is it doing? It is providing nourishment to the growing embryo. It is providing nourishment to the growing embryo. Okay, now what are granules? Granules are storing fats, proteins and carbohydrates. These are storing fats, proteins and carbohydrates. Okay, so these are storing fat, proteins and carbohydrates. Now let us move on to the next one. Now here complete the following. Name the disease. Filaria, you know the causative agent is Wuchereria bancrofti, and preventive measure is killing mosquitoes and their larvae. So you should protect yourself from the mosquitoes. So killing mosquitoes and protecting from their and their larvae. Okay, so killing mosquitoes and protecting ourselves from the larvae. Pneumonia is the causative agent is Diplococcus pneumoniae. The causative agent is Diplococcus pneumonia, and a preventive measure is antibiotics. Now typhoid is the causative agent is Salmonella typhi, and what are the preventive measures? We can say that proper sanitation should be proper, and anti-typhoid vaccination. So anti-typhoid vaccination should be given. Anti-typhoid vaccination. Okay, anti-typhoid vaccination should be given. Tuberculosis causative agent is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. These are all very common thing. I think you all know Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and the preventive measure is a vaccine, that is BCG vaccine. Now comes gonorrhea, that is Neisseria gonorrhoeae. This causative agent is Neisseria gonorrhoeae. And what are the preventive measures? Avoid sexual contact with an infected person. So sexual contact with infected person should be avoided. So it should be avoided. Okay, so these are the preventive measures and causative agents of these diseases. Okay. Now draw a diagram showing the germination of a bean seed. This you all know, it is there in your textbook. Please go through it. Now what is binomial nomenclature? You all know that is also given. Binomial nomenclature is what? It is a practice of naming an organism. So we all know, I have discussed in the naming of organism classification also by its generic and specific name. The first name is the genus name, and the second name is the we can say that it starts with a capital letter, and the second name is the species name, and it starts with a small letter. And the scientific name of man is Homo sapiens. This we all know. Now state the 3 adaptations of flower with favor to cross pollination. So 3 adaptations of flower in favor to cross pollination. We can say the first one is self sterility, the second one is hercogamy, and we can say that dichogamy and unisexuality. These are all the adaptations of flowers with favor to cross pollination. So I have discussed here 4. I am telling you. First one, we can say that unisexuality. First one is unisexuality. Then next one is dichogamy. The next one is hercogamy. And the last one, we can say that self sterility. Self sterility. Okay. So these are the four adaptations of the flowers in favor to cross pollination. Now state 2 differences between stomata and lentin. So these 4 you just need to discuss a little bit, one line each. So unisexuality, you can tell the flowers may be either male or female in unisexuality. In dichogamy, you can say that in a bisexual flowers, the anthers and the stigma, they are mature at different times. Example, rose. So they mature at different times, anthers and the stigma. It is dichogamy. Now when it comes to hercogamy, we can say that in a bisexual flower, when the stigma and the anthers, they are mature at the same time, self-pollination is prevented by some barrier, like example orchids. Now self-sterility, if the stigma receives the pollen from the same flower, then the pollen is unable to germinate and grow. Only the pollen grains from different parts of the plant, they are able to germinate. So this is called the self-sterility. So these are what to be discussed in this one line each you should discuss. Now next comes the difference between stomata and lenticel. You know this, stomata are present in young stems and leaves. Lenticels are present in stems. Stomata, they have guard cells. Guard cells are absent in lenticels. They open during daytime. They are always open. Lenticel are always open. Now maximum transpiration takes place through the stomata. Very minimal transpiration takes place to the lenticels. So is it clear? So this is the difference, major difference between stomata and lenticel. Now here name the causative agent and symptoms of the following disease. The causative agent of amoebiasis is you know that entamoeba histolytica. Symptoms are abdominal pain, nausea, etc. Whooping cough, that is Haemophilus pertussis. Whooping cough is Haemophilus pertussis. Now symptoms are persistent cough, high fever and all. Now polio is poliovirus. Paralysis of the limbs is the symptom. So describe the role of diaphragm in breathing. So the role of diaphragm, you know that it contracts, it becomes flat, increases the volume of the thoracic cavity. It is helping in inspiration. So when the diaphragm relaxes, it becomes dome shaped and the volume of the thoracic cavity decreases, and expiration takes place. And when it is contracting, the volume of the thoracic cavity increases and then inspiration takes place. So this is the role of diaphragm. Now let us move on to the next one. Now explain the methods of food preservation. You know this, no need to discuss this one. This is there in your book. So keeping the food at low temperature, you can say the preserving milk, food items, fruits, vegetables in refrigerators. If water is removed from the food items, bacterial growth is prevented. So drying the materials, grains, meat and fish. By using concentrated solutions in this method, bacteria can be killed by plasmolysis and all. Now state two characteristics of Coelenterata. This also you all know. So next let us move on to the fourth question. Name one enzyme which converts each of the following. So fatty acids, fats to fatty acids, the enzyme is lipase. Next starch to maltose is ptyalin. Starch to maltose is ptyalin. Lactose to glucose is lactase. Trypsinogen to trypsin is enterokinase. And we can say that emulsifies fat to glycerol is lipase or stipsin. Okay, so this is all about these enzymes. Let us move on to the next one. Now study the figure carefully and answer the following questions. So this name the organelle. You can say this organelle is mitochondria. Now label the parts 1, 2, 3. So one is we can say that one is the DNA material, F1 particle, oxisome and cristae. So this one is the cristae. This one is the cristae. Now you can say that here this one is the DNA and this one is the oxisome, or the F1 particle. Okay. Now mention one function of the above organelle. So mitochondria, what is its function? It is helping in cellular respiration. So the main function is cellular respiration, and it is helping in the release of energy, ATP. So it is helping in the release of energy, ATP. It is helping in the release of energy, ATP, which is required for all metabolic activities. It is also responsible for the synthesis of respiratory enzymes. It is also responsible for the synthesis of respiratory enzymes. Okay, it is also synthesis of respiratory enzymes. Okay. Now here answer in one word. The phase of respiration that takes place in mitochondria. What is the phase of respiration that is taking place in mitochondria? That is the Krebs cycle is taking place in mitochondria. It is the Krebs cycle. Now the next one, the oxygen carrier, it is hemoglobin. Okay, the oxygen carrier is hemoglobin. Now the kind of respiration that takes place in absence of oxygen is anaerobic respiration. It is anaerobic respiration. Gynoecium with more than one carpel that is free is called apocarpous gynoecium. This is called apocarpous gynoecium. Now this one, cells present in the inner lining of the respiratory passage are ciliated epithelium. Okay, it is ciliated epithelium. Now here the two question disadvantages of vegetative propagation. Please write it down on your own. I have discussed it earlier also. Distinguish between earthworm and rootworm. Very easy. Go to the classification part. If you are not getting it, please discuss it and please write it down. Okay. Now here give any three differences between squamous epithelium and stratified epithelium. Please write it. Define food chain. State the significance of food chain. So what is food chain? You all know. Significance also. Please write it down on your own. These are not objectives. These are subjective math questions and it should be written down on your own. Now next here you are getting a diagram. So what is the diagram of and what are these? Identify the parts. This is a diagram of a parenchyma cell. So identify the parts. You can identify the parts easily. Describe the cells in this tissue. The cells of parenchyma tissue, we can say they are present in the cortex of roots, mesophyll of leaves, and it is also a ground tissue of stems. So what are the functions of parenchyma? It is storing food. It is also the site of photosynthesis since they have chloroplast. Okay, so it is storing food and it is also the site of photosynthesis. It is storing food and it is also the site of photosynthesis. It is also the site of photosynthesis. Is it clear? It is also the site of photosynthesis. And where is this above tissue found? You can say that it is found in the roots, that is cortex of the roots, and it is found in the mesophyll of leaves. It is found in the mesophyll of leaves also. So it is also found in ground tissue of stems. So where else it is found? It is also found in the ground tissue of stems. Ground tissue of stems. Is it clear? Now let us move on to the next one. Now here is the last part, that is question number 7. What are the functions of trachea? You know that what is trachea? It is a long tube which is taking in the air and taking out of the lungs, air out of the lungs. So it is made up of ciliated epithelium. It is inner wall of the trachea. It prevents the entry of dust particles. So what you all know about trachea, please write it down. So what is pleural membrane? And it protects the lungs against the friction. What is diaphragm? It helps in breathing. The contraction and relaxation helps in the increase and decrease of the volume of the thoracic cavity. So why should the lining of alveoli be moist? The lining of the alveoli should be moist for easy diffusion of respiratory gases. Okay, so it should be moist because for the easy diffusion of respiratory gases. For easy diffusion of respiratory gases. Is it clear? What is the position of diaphragm at the time of inspiration and expiration? So during expiration the diaphragm is dome shaped. During expiration it is dome shaped, and during inspiration it flattens. Okay. So this is the shape of the diaphragm during inspiration and expiration. So here I have given you a label diagram of knee joint. Please draw it and label it. Label the main parts like the blood vessel, nerve, muscle, synovial fluid, synovial membrane, articular cartilage and all. So please draw it properly and label its parts. And please follow the instructions which I am giving while answering all these questions. Go through it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you keep on getting updates on 9th question paper which I am posting for your benefit, for your revision of biology exam, before biology exam rather. So please do subscribe, share my lessons with all your friends, and don't forget to like and comment in my comment box if you are having any queries, any doubts, and if you want me to explain any topic. Okay, as of now, I have completed this part. I'll be back with a new set of question paper. Thank you.